Good morning. Am I out of frame? Although I'm a little off center. That's better. How is everybody today? Trying to see what we're going to watch today. The Man Who Sold His Soul and America's Secrets. Watch live. Stolen reptile murder trial. All right, we'll put that on. Skip survey, please. Can't even hear.
Turn my thing up to 41.
But I was listening.
All right, there we go. I have to put my peel base on, so let me do that. I accidentally stabbed myself though, so I have a little blood. I just want to clean it alcohol before I put my peel base down. Happy Thursday, guys. Welcome to the Daily Now. My name is Tara, and I am your host. And as the name implies, I'm here daily, Monday through Friday, doing my nails.
Well, because the people on the phone.
So if that's something you like or are into doing nails, then, come join us. 11 a.m. Eastern. Like I said, Monday through Friday, or you can always watch my videos afterwards, too. And my show is The Daily Nail. All right, peel base we go.
No, I didn't see him.
Where's my finger rest?
Breaking into my Main Street building while I was in the
I don't see it, but I have an itch right
I
here.
just threw a rock through the window and
Well, here's one. Okay. I have two. This is my second one. Don't know where it went. Okay. Peel base. Let's do it. Feeling a little shaky, so I apologize ahead of time. I do one layer of peel base. Today's brand that I'm using and have been using all week is from Black Dahlia Beauty. But there's tons of good peel bases out there from small businesses. So if you're working with something that you like, I say no need to change. I like to change my peel base up every so often. I feel like it doesn't work as well, like my body gets used to it or something. I know that sounds silly, but all right, there we go. So today should be fun. We're doing a Manny twin today. Tara, the Dippy Raven, is her Instagram handle. And I will be using June's Revelist Club dips from Revel Now. And I think we're going to I think we should throw in one brownish sandy nail. But I want to hear Tara's thoughts on that. So let's pull up the live so I can find conversation. This is the Manny we did on the live yesterday. These are Moondust nail dips. Colors. The glitter's called Extravaganza. It's a dark glitter, and it's gorgeous and it's fun. You look at it and it's just like a happy glitter. And then on my thumb and other fingers is a pink thermal called XOXO. It also has Mylar Flakies in it. You can save at Moondust Nail Dips on Etsy with code TARA10. Okay, awesome. Well, you did, but I wasn't sure, all right, so what do you think then about doing the shimmer dip, so the lighter blue, the second one, just on our thumb and pinky, do our ring finger sand, and then our index and middle with the blue solid and waves? How's that sound? Or we could do sand on the index and then do middle and ring waves. If you'd rather do that way. Tell me, you decide that. Alright, I gotta go to all messages. Oh, you decide, I said. Don't do that to me. Let me think. I say let's do the brown. If you don't pick anything, I say brown on the index. Dominic's phone keeps going into sleep mode. Nice. Sand on index. All right. Perfect. Hi, Patty. Let me rewrite my Manny plan down. All right. So shimmer the UV on our thumb and pinky. The sand. Dominic, why does your phone keep going into sleep mode? Oh, I see why. Okay. I'm gonna use Sandy Toes from Lexi Nail as my sand. All right, and the middle and ring will be solid with waves. So Patty, we're doing Revelist Club, the Revelist Club June dips today. They're both blue. I'll show you the swatches right here. This is what they look like. So this is June 1 and this is June 2. It has pink shimmer. That's really pretty. It's also a UV changer. I'll show you how in a second. This one glows. Although I'm guessing it glows blue. So I'll put them both in the lamp. But I'll take this out after a few seconds so you can see how it darkens up. Because that's how this UV changes. Just give them a few seconds. Yeah, so then we're going to do one nail as sand. So our index finger will be the sand. The middle and ring will use the solid. Okay, so here it is. See, Tara, how it's darker? Oh, yeah, this glows. Oh, this either glows like a blue or I think it's almost like a purple glow. Nice. All right. So that's what we're working with. And then Sandy Toes looks like beach sand with a little bit of sparkle too added to it. It's really pretty. And then I have these 5D wave stickers I got from Temu. Oh, 2 of my Temu orders came today, guys. I just spent the last hour like opening everything. My 2 big orders came. So yay. Some nail stuff that came that I had ordered was I ordered some more watercolors, but my other ones were like pastel shimmers. These ones are called candy colors, I think. Candy glitter watercolors. So we'll have to play with those soon. I got these stickers that look like picture frames, which will be fun for filling in with glitter or whatever you want, you know. I got these tip guides. Okay. That have some different shapes on them that I don't have already. And then I got some more finger clots. I think these were under $3 for 100 of them to use for patting down glitters. I don't even think we'll be needing it today. This is a glitter, but it's a fine glitter. So that was a good deal. I paid more for that small bag off of Etsy than I did for that big bag. And then I got these in 3 different colors. There's pearls, flowers, little gems and stuff. I got it in pink, blue, and purple. So I don't think we'll be using those today. The blue's not really the right shade. They're not fitting in with the theme anyway. Tara and I are Manny twinning. If anybody else has June's Revelist Club dips and wants to jump in and twin with us, we'd love it. Today, Tara? Nice. Are they latex? I don't know. I don't have a latex allergy, though. Let me look. Doesn't say. It says to recycle. Doesn't say. I'm guessing they're latex. What else would they be, you know? Seems fine. I don't think we're dry yet. Oh, I also got this new ashtray. It's silicone. Looks like it's got little sprinkles in it. Pretty cool. Oh, and I got a pipe too, but I won't show that. I also got one for Fran, the same exact one. Oh, and then I got my knockoff Crocs, which I really like this design. They're pastel tie-dye look. I guess this is like a little thing I bought that you can put on them, you know, to make them decorate them. But my holes are so small that the gibbets won't fit, you guys, because I got some gibbets too, but I couldn't get them to fit in mine. I got Dominic some South Park gibbets for his Crocs. He put them in them and everything. His fit fine, but the Crocs holes are wider. They're bigger than these ones. All right. Anyway, I've been wearing Dominic's Crocs, so it feels good to have a pair of my own. Oh, we might be ready to... No, not quite yet. All right, so the Manny plan is to use... I'm just going to call them solid end shimmer dips today because they're June 1 and June 2. June 2 is the shimmer, okay? This is what it looks like in the jar. And again, this is the swatch. And after being in the lamp or under light, changes look darker. The solid June 1 is right. This is that. And then again for the Sandy Nail, I'm going to use Sandy Toes from Luxie Nail, and that's what it looks like in the jar. Hi, Michelle. How are you? You made it. Made it on time. I was late starting, too. I stabbed myself right in the corner over here trying to get a piece of dip out. And it bled a little bit. I hope it's not going to be noticeable. These jelly tips are starting to grow out, and I briefly contemplated popping them. Guys, I think I want to change this hand, but I don't know if I want to go to coffins or if I want to go to medium almonds. I don't think I have medium stiletto jelly tips. I don't want to do long stiletto. But I think I want to go a little longer. Maybe not. I don't know. These are probably like the same length. Yeah, they pretty much are. These are medium coffin. These are short stiletto. Yeah, you made it. How's everybody doing today? Let me just scratch away for a second. I'm going to use the Nail Boo dip liquids again today. They seem, I mean, they're working good, and they're like full bottles, so I like that. So let's do it. Since we're using a Luxie Nail dip, we'll use Luxie Nail's Precision tool. All right, so let me just tell you again. The solid is going on the middle and ring finger. The sand colored one is going on the index. And the shimmer dip is going to go on the thumb and pinky. And then on the middle and ring finger that are the solid blue nails, we'll use these wave things. Hopefully it will look all right. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Was it right here the whole time, you guys? My finger rest when I was looking for it? Wow, blind. So your Rebel should be there along with Lift Your Spirits. What did you order? Oh, the mystery boxes? That's right. Okay, let's start with the solid dip. So this one glows, and you're right, Tara, it's like a deep blue glow. And this is going on the middle nail and the ring finger. So let's get to it. All right. I don't know why my TV. Oh, court must be on break. I was watching a court trial. Well, I had just put it on. But now they're just showing the clock in the courtroom. So part is nice and fluffy. That's good. Okay. Let me put something on the TV real quick. When you guys want to listen to. All right. Abducted in plain sight. The chilling case of Canny Ong.
Mosquitoes are getting resistant to repellents. Here's how to still get rid of them. How to kill all mosquitoes.
Every outing we take carries a small element of risk. But when Canny Ong returned to her home country to support a family illness,
Okay,
she
there we go.
had
This
no
is
idea
coffee
that a
house
simple
crime.
dinner at a shopping mall would end in her being at the mercy of a violent and depraved killer. The events that followed shook the nation of Malaysia to its very core.
So
and
it's
outraged the public so
Thursday.
much that it
I'm
sparked
happy about
pivotal
that, you
changes to
guys.
its laws. But what precisely happened to Canny Ong? What evil found her at a shopping
But
mall?
something
And
sad
what
happened that made me
next?
sad. Some
Good morning, good afternoon,
shelf
or
fell
good
off
evening,
of the
folks.
wall
My name is
yesterday.
Adrian, and today we're looking at a
Just
rather
on its
infamous
own, it
case
fell
in
and it
Malaysia
broke
that
my
happened in the year
lamp.
2003.
And it's so
It feels like I say this
unique
all too
and
often,
so
but this
pretty.
case is so
Like it's a one of a
senseless and
kind
is so
piece,
difficult
you
to
know.
comprehend.
So
The killer's
I'm
own
really
version of
bummed
events
about that.
is honestly mind-blowing. By the way, welcome
But
back
then
to
I
Coffee
was
House
like,
Crime.
well, I
I
guess
post
that
true
just
crime
means I'll
and
have
strange
to get a
cases
new
here
cool
weekly.
lamp.
So if that does sound like your kind of thing, please consider
I
subscribing.
just really like
And
that
apologies
one.
if I seem a little lethargic in this one, folks. It's currently 30 degrees Celsius in here, or 86 Fahrenheit. Honestly, I am so warm. Before we begin today, I just wanted to take one moment to talk about our sponsor, and that is AG1. Now, I was using AG1 months before they reached out to me, which is quite awesome, by the way. But AG1 has done a phenomenal job at managing my focus, energy, and stress levels. For those of you who haven't heard of AG1, it's a science-driven formulation of vitamins,
All right,
probiotics,
first
and whole food
off,
sourced nutrients
I'm gonna
that
do
aid your
2 dips
brain,
of
gut, and
color
immune system. It is packed with all of the good stuff
and
that
then
supports
1
your
dip of
body.
clear.
Rhodolia, magnesium, and
That's my
B vitamins
plan
support
anyway.
sustained energy, whereas prebiotics, probiotics, and plant-based enzymes help support your digestion. And your daily dose of vitamin C, zinc, and more supports your immune health. All of these small benefits.
Oh,
add up
and
together,
the other good
and
thing
its
is,
taste is pretty damn good
Nick's
too.
other gifts came.
AG1 has
Oh,
become a
let me
key part
grab
of my
something
morning
real quick.
routine,
Look what else I
even
got.
before my first cup of coffee. It has helped me feel more energized and reassured that I'm getting a full spectrum of vitamins and minerals that help support my immune system.
Can
AG1
you see
sources
it?
the best and highest quality ingredients it can find, which include 75
second.
vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. I find I'm able to concentrate more, feel less
And it
stressed,
lights
and
up.
be more alert. And ever since taking AG1, I feel less
Stands,
bloated
it's
too,
really
which is a
pretty.
nicely unexpected benefit. It is honestly one
I
of the
got
few
that from
things I've
Timo.
considered as part of my secret formula. Running a YouTube channel and all of the hours behind it is tough. And this helps me keep on top of the game.
Alright.
If you're ready to give AG1 a try, then head over to drinkag1.com.
Haven't heard from Kendra.
In the description below. To add to that, you'll also get a 1-year supply of vitamin
Why
D3
do I see a
plus
glitter in
K2
this?
and 5 AG1 travel packs. That's
How could that even be
drinkag1.com/coffeehouse crime. Thank you.
I like how
AG1
this
for
Manny
sponsoring
came
today's
out,
video.
the
Thank you
thermal
to
with
you
the glitter
folks for
from
supporting us
yesterday.
content creators.
Cute.
And now let's get straight back to today's case. Anyway, and now with that said, please grab yourself a coffee, pull up a seat, and get ready for the deep dive. This is the case of Kenny Ong.
Kenny Ong. Wonder where it takes place. Let's see. He does cases worldwide.
Salamat pagi, folks. Today, we're traveling to another new country on the coffeehouse crime map. Tucked underneath the beautiful countries of Thailand and Vietnam, we find the dual island nation of Malaysia. Comprised of 13
Malaysia.
states that are split across 2 islands, the country has a population of just over 32 million residents, making this place one of the largest nations in the region. Malaysia is well known for its multicultural society, its exotic cuisine, and, of course, its many tropical rainforests which can be found scattered throughout the landscape. Home to Malayan tigers, Asian
Doesn't
elephants,
Malaysia
and
have
several
like
species
really
of
bad
primates.
like
It's also a
punishment
very
laws?
important hub for biodiversity in
Or am I
Southeast
getting
Asia. But while this
confused?
country is beautiful and very diverse, it does also have its own flaws. Capital punishment is
Yep.
still widely used by the legal system for the worst of crimes. But saying that, there are some rather strange quirks to it too. In 1983, Malaysia recognized drug smuggling as one of the nation's top challenges. And with this in mind, they mandated the death penalty for all
Second
forms of
layer
drug
for this
smuggling.
now. So
Anyway,
is
there are a
anybody
total of
doing their
11 types
nails
of crime that
today?
mandate the death
Like,
penalty.
I know, Michelle,
And,
you're
of
not doing
course,
yours
one of them is
now. What are you
murder.
doing today,
But before we get
Patty?
ahead of ourselves here, we're focusing on one very
Tara, are
important
you
woman.
doing your
That
nails
being
now?
28-year-old Kenny
Or are you doing them
Ong.
later?
And get ready, by the way, because behind her story, we're going on an international journey. Born on July the 18th, 1974, to her mother Pearlie Visvanavan and father Ong Bijang, she was the middle child of 3 sisters and grew up in a loving family home found in the small city of Ipoh, which can be located towards the north of the Malaysian peninsula. As with many other families in the country, Kenny's family were rather multicultural. Her mother was of Chinese Indian descent, where her father was from Singapore. While growing up, she would prove herself to be an intelligent and hardworking student, achieving high grades throughout her education. She was popular, had many friends, and was an ambitious young woman. She also had dreams of studying abroad, which eventually she would certainly achieve. Studying in the tropical paradise of Hawaii, she earned herself a degree in economics. This decision was positively supported by her many friends and family. And after graduating in the 90s, she traveled even further afield to find work in the bustling city of Los Angeles. Now, our adventurous, brave, and successful young woman would
Close this
eventually
up and we'll
find work at
brush
a marketing company,
off.
which evidently helped her make a
You're
decent
your
living in the
sister-in-laws?
city. And it's here,
Hi,
in this
Kendra!
moment of her life, that she found her
Yay!
future husband, Brandon Ong. Brandon's
I'm so
parents
glad
were
you
both
made
Chinese
it.
born, but had moved to LA from Singapore around 20 years earlier, meaning that he'd spent most of his life as an
Mine looks
American
lighter
citizen.
than
Now,
yours,
this suited
really?
the pair perfectly,
Well,
as moving
maybe
through
just
her young
because I
adult
have
years,
one layer
Kenny
on,
found
now
that
I
she had
have
no intention
2.
of moving back to Malaysia. The pair were
It
quick
could be
to
our
hit it
different
off,
skin
eventually marrying in
tones.
2001, before moving to San Diego to settle in their new
I have all
life.
a bunch of
And although they
peeling up
didn't
here
have
and
children
stuff,
just
yeah.
quite yet, they would become very proud cat parents instead. Of
Even
course,
on
I have
this
no
one.
idea what that feels like. Everything seemed to be going rather well for Kenny and Brandon. They were just beginning their happy and new journey in life together.
Okay,
However,
so
for
let's
Kenny,
do the
this
shimmer
was
dip
sadly
now.
about
That's
to
going to go on the
change,
thumb
as in early
and pinky.
2003, her father,
And that's
who still lived in
June
Malaysia,
2.
was unfortunately diagnosed with kidney cancer.
Let's give it
The
a stir.
diagnosis left Kenny and her family in despair, but she was determined
How
to
are
help
you,
them the best way
Kendra?
she could. So, from across the Atlantic Ocean, she kept a watchful eye on her father. It was eventually decided
how are
that her
you
father
today,
needed surgery
Michelle?
for his condition. And so, with Kenny
Are you
wanting
at
to be there,
work?
she booked a flight to head on back to Malaysia. And so on
I
June
don't know
1st,
if you heard, but
2003,
Kendra got a
she left her
promotion
post
at
to look
work.
after the cats. Now, fortunately, her father's surgery was a success, and he was now on a slow but steady road to recovery. Following the good news, Canny felt comfortable enough to return to the United States. And so, booking a flight for June the 14th, 2003, she decided to go out for dinner one last time with her family the night prior at a shopping centre.
Yeah, it's a feeling.
Skip the ad.
Dining at Monty's restaurant and wine bar, located in the Bangsar shopping centre in Kuala Lumpur, they tucked into a lavish dinner. Of
This
steak
is
and
really
fried crab.
pretty.
A photo from that night shows a
Pink
united
shimmer in
family
it.
happily dining together.
Very
Canny and
pretty.
her infectious smile beaming out from amongst them. Realizing that her mother had grown tired from the dinner,
Nothing?
Canny offered to drive her back home.
You working
before
later,
returning to the
Kendra?
gathering. And
Why
along
don't
with
you
her
do your
sister, the
nails?
three women descended back to the underground car park. However, after arriving at the pay machine, Canny realized that she had left her ticket in the car. And so, telling her relatives to wait by the machine, she dashed back to the vehicle to retrieve it. This should have taken a mere minute or two. However, after 20 minutes had passed, her mother and sister began to worry. They tried to reach her on her mobile phone. And although the first call rang through to voicemail, the second one cut straight to it, thus indicating that the phone had been turned off between calls.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
The sudden change in events was very worrying, and after making their way down to where the car was parked, which was a purple Proton Tiara, they realized that it was now nowhere to be found. It's at this moment that both confusion and a slight panic began to set in, and the two worried relatives returned to the
We're
rest
gonna
of the
do a
family to
second
deliver the
dip
news.
now.
Together, the family began their unplanned search for Canny. The young woman seems to have just suddenly vanished. After tracking down the car park security team, they pleaded with them to review all surveillance
working
footage
until
which may
Monday?
contain visuals. Together, the family
Yeah,
and
are they letting
security
you go
officers
in
traced her
late?
last recorded movements. And what they saw terrified
What are you
them
talking
beyond
about?
measure.
What'd he
Although
spill?
Canny was captured walking to her car, she
What
wasn't
did that
aware
kid
that she was being
spill?
stalked by a strange and recognizable figure. The two eventually disappear out of view before her purple Proton Tiara is seen driving around the car park.
And where
then
the heck
passing
was
through the
Timmy?
barriers at the
That he
exit.
could get into that
Located
stuff
within
for
the
that
car,
long.
an unknown
And-
individual could be seen in the driver's seat. And next to him was a frightened-looking woman who
So
could
what, are you
only
quitting
be
dipping?
assumed to be Canny. To everyone's fear, it looked like she had just been abducted by a stranger. 1 hour after her disappearance, Canny's abduction was reported to the police, and the young woman was officially classed as missing. And it would soon transpire that the car
And pretty
park
much
surveillance
nearly
footage was not
all
the
of
last time that
what?
she would be seen by law enforcement. Just prior to midnight, two undercover
All
police
of your
officers
prim and
spotted a
proper?
suspiciously parked car that fit the Proton's description. They decided to approach the vehicle. And
Gavin's
as they
old
did,
enough to
two
know
figures
he's not
became
supposed to be
visible. To their
touching your
surprise, Canny
stuff.
Ong was in the car and also appeared to be alive and well. And
That
by her
that's a
side was
no-no.
this random man who had abducted her. The officer ordered the pair of them to prove their identity, in which both adults complied. And the man that she was with was formally identified as 27-year-old Ahmad Najib Harris. While checking their IDs and while Ahmad was distracted, Canny desperately tried to get the officer's attention by subtly shaking her hands. Now, at the time, the officer had no idea what she was trying to do, but in hindsight, he should have known better, because something was very, very wrong here. As soon as Ahmad realized what Canny was doing, he slammed his foot on the accelerator, and the two of them disappeared into the night, leaving the officer with both of their IDs in his hand. Thinking fast, the officer pulled out his gun and fired at the vehicle's tires, flattening one of them in the process. But sadly, this was not enough to stop it, and Canny Ong slipped into the night.
Wow, that's crazy.
Another report of the pair would come just 1 hour later,
story,
when
do
a
you
woman
know?
and her brother were approached by a stranger asking for a car jack. Peering over at the car just 20 feet away, she noticed a worried-looking woman sitting in the front seat.
Brush
Canny
these
was,
nails
once again,
off and see
frantically
how they
gesturing
look.
for help with her hands. All in the meanwhile, Ahmad was busy changing the front tire. By instinct, the woman felt that something was terribly wrong. She decided to take the number plate of the purple car.
Yeah, it's actually
and then
really
eventually
pretty.
pass it on to the police.
There's the
Predictably,
pink
Ahmad was
shimmer.
in no mood to hang around, and after
So now we'll
realizing it
do
was
the
going to take
brown
too long, he gave up
on
on the tire,
this
got back
now.
in the car, and then fled again with Canny.
Sandy
And after the woman
Toad.
reported this encounter to the police, this sighting would be the
From
last time
Luxie
that
now.
anyone saw Canny Ong alive. Days passed without any sign of Canny. Everyone knew that this wasn't good news, and her grief-stricken family had the awful duty of
Tara
telling
came
her
up with the
husband,
idea to
Brandon,
do
the
like a
man himself,
beachy
desperately
type
waiting for an
nanny.
update thousands of miles away. The tension left behind in her silence raged on for a
Okay.
short while. However, on day 3, a shocking and gruesome discovery was uncovered. On June the 17th, construction workers could smell something awful coming from the side of the road. Curiosity got the better of them, and after following their noses, they eventually tracked the smell to a small manhole cover. Thinking that some kind of animal may have crawled inside and died, they wanted to take a closer
This is
look.
like the
At the
perfect
bottom of the manhole,
sand
and beneath a couple
color
cement
here.
covered tires,
Looks
they
like
discovered
sand.
the remains of a small female human body, burnt almost beyond recognition. Responding to the scene immediately, officers could tell that she had been bound with cloth around her neck, with her arms tied in across her chest. Already knowing of Canny Arm's
All of
disappearance, police officers
cosmic? Oh
contacted
my
Lucy
god.
Marie's family to see if they could help identify the body. Halfway across the world, Brendan
You even
awaited
spelled
the
your
agony
what?
news.
Your name
Sadly,
on?
a mixture of forensics and positive identification by the family would confirm their
What the
worst
heck was
suspicions.
Timmy doing?
Autopsy reports revealed
I can't.
that Canny Arm had been stabbed
Brandis.
twice in the stomach before eventually being strangled. Her abandoned proton tiara was discovered later that day, with one tire still deflated. To add to this, a large bloodstain was discovered on the back seat. This was later tested and confirmed to belong to Canny.
I would be so mad, Kendra.
Now, obviously, this man clearly was stupid, because despite leaving his ID with the officer,
When did this
he just
happen?
returned
Last
back home
night?
and acted as if nothing had happened. Using his ID card, officers found him the very next day back at home, which he shared with his girlfriend.
How are you today,
Which is quite
Brandis?
terrifying when you think about it.
Wait,
Because very little
if you
did
want to
know,
join
at
us,
the very
Tara
last
and I
corner,
are twinning. We're
he had
using
murdered and
June's
assaulted another
Revelist
woman.
Club
Forensic
dips,
analysis
and
found
then
Ahmad's DNA in the
we're
car
doing one
before her
sand
body was
now,
found,
and I'm using Sandy
tragically,
Toes from
found
Luxie, if you have that
and
one.
Canny's DNA
If you
was
want,
found
and then
all
we're
over his
using
clothes. With these results
beach
negating
or
any
waves
sort of
decals,
liability, Ahmad
stickers.
had no choice but to confess, in hoping that he may be spared the death penalty.
But feel free to
Following
hop
his
on the
confession and
twinning
testimonies
wagon
made by other
with
people,
us.
investigators were able to build a solid recount of the night's events. After trying to change his tire, Ahmad drove to a secluded area beneath an abandoned bridge. While here, he threatened Canny at knife point and told her to get in the back seat. And between
I
the
would
hours of 1 and 5
seriously
a.m.,
be
she was
so
tragically
mad.
repeatedly
Just got
assaulted.
base on my
When
skin.
Canny eventually fought back, he stabbed her twice in the stomach, resulting in the
I'd be
back
mad at
being
Timmy
covered in
too,
blood.
because that had to have
She
taken
was
a
then
while
bound,
for him to
strangled, and
do.
then dumped into
It's
the
not like it
river,
happened in
where
over
Ahmad
a
then
course
pulled
of a
covered
couple
her up into
seconds, you know.
containers. He then abandoned the car in a nearby warehouse before hitching a taxi back home. And if that wasn't enough, he returned with 2 petrol canisters the next day, poured both of them down the manhole, and then set it alight. An interesting side note, by the way, but using a fire to conceal a murder seems to be a very common misconception. Many murderers don't realize that full cremation can only occur between 1,000 and 3,000 degrees Celsius, or for you Americans, 1,800 and 5,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, obviously, this isn't something you'd get from a typical petrol fire, and all the evidence you were trying to conceal would actually still remain. And so, after 3 days of
That
investigation
looks
and
good.
following an obvious trail of evidence, Ahmad Najib was officially arrested and charged with the kidnap, assault, and murder of Canny Arm. As you can probably imagine, this case sent shockwaves throughout Malaysia. Due to the very harsh punishment, murder cases are actually quite rare in this country, but the sheer brutality and disrespect committed in this one was enough to
Sure
anger the
to
entire
dry
nation.
before we brush
Now,
off, and it
ultimately,
is.
the road to justice was going to be both
This
long
liquid
and
doesn't
difficult, but it didn't
stay
actually
wet
take long to
forever.
kick off.
I appreciate
With the
that.
general public expressing their sincere appetite for prosecution, this
Okay,
trial began
so
only 3 months later,
application
September 15th,
done.
2009.
Encapsulation to come.
In a strange twist of fate, it would take multiple
Oh
years
my
before the verdict
God.
could finally be reached. During his trial, Ahmad portrayed himself as a compassionate man who was merely trying to look out for Canny. He claims that the entire situation was simply a mistaken identity, and that the real target was actually a previous employer. According to him, after looking at her ID, and when he realized that Canny wasn't actually the
You're
woman
so
who he
pissed
thought
you don't
she
even
was,
know
they
what
both laughed and
you
even
have
joked about
left.
the mistake.
I know.
He then
I'm so
allegedly tried
sorry.
to confront her, eventually suggesting they have sex. Ahmad tried to say that, because she didn't refuse, he thought it was consensual. He would also claim that he was forced to stab her through self-defense, and that he had even tried to help her by then asking her not to move. He then apparently offered to take her to the hospital, but then changed his mind because he didn't have the money to pay for
Okay.
treatment. When it became obvious that she was going to die,
I'm gonna
he then offered her
encapsulate
to
with
heaven before
Vivian.
strangling her and then dumping her body. Now, obviously, his story was a terrible fabrication. There was no sort of compassion or consent
Brush
whatsoever,
everything
and
off.
all of the
Good.
evidence available unequivocally confirmed his violent actions.
If you're like me, your hair is the most important part of your day. So I need something that can keep this curled look all day long. And that helps me lock in that loose wave curl while keeping it soft, brushable, and touchable. Try it now.
And just like that, she starts to grin. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water.
There
On
we
her
go.
own, she's in.
During his trial, it was revealed that this wasn't his first time either, and Ahmad had actually assaulted 4 other women on 4 separate occasions. Unfortunately, though, due to the shame and stigma behind his actions, all 4 decided not to testify against him, as they would have to be publicly named. As with most cases involving homicide, Ahmad had to be professionally evaluated by psychologists to see if he was sane and could be held accountable for his actions. And given the penalty is much more severe in a country like Malaysia, an additional sense of criticality had to be put on this evaluation. However, despite this, Ahmad was still found to be
Amber
completely sound
alert.
of mind, and was therefore accountable
Age
for all of his
4
actions.
from Massachusetts.
Despite all of the evidence
Crap.
stacked against him and his own written
2010
confession,
Greyhound
Ahmad would still
Court.
plead not
Okay.
guilty to the murder and assault of Canny Young. And whether they liked it or not, his defense lawyers would aggressively rally behind their client. His defense team pulled any reason or excuse they could think of to try
Oh,
to
you might see
reduce,
those later,
excuse, or
Patty.
even justify Ahmad's actions. And if I could tell you every dumb excuse they came up with, I think this video would probably go on for hours. Now, one of the most
You're probably
ridiculous
gonna
of his
shower
arguments
versus
included
nails. Yeah,
blaming
yeah, that.
Canny's actions and motives. The defense questioned why
All
she
of
had not
you
taken the
clear?
multiple opportunities she had to run away from Ahmad when she seemed to have plenty of opportunity to do so. 2 of those most pertinent questions were, why didn't she try to leave the car when officers asked them for ID? And why did she not
Oh
take
my
the opportunity to run
God,
away
Kendra,
while Ahmad was
really?
busy trying to change a tyre? They argued that this
So
wasn't
he
because
obviously
Canny was being
found it
abducted,
or
but
knew
rather that
where
she
it was
so much
hidden.
compliant with Ahmad,
I'm
and
gonna
that
get
she had
rid of
really
this
consented
abduction
to the
alert on my
arrangement and
phone.
actions that occurred that night. The defense would
Okay.
further insult this case by suggesting that the cloth around her neck was part of some sort of sexual fantasy gone wrong, and that perhaps her death could have been accidental as a result. However,
God.
this theory was very
I can
quickly
see a
brushed
hair.
away. It became evident that the cloth had been tied extremely tightly around her neck. This could be
Hope I got
proved
it.
because the area of her neck beneath the cloth was the only part of her body that remained uncharred by the fire. Now, this story still failed to explain how or why she had been stabbed.
Brandis, what do
I
you
guess
think of the
Ahmad's
nail
defense
glue
team
liquids?
conveniently forgot about that one.
And
In the
Michelle, how
end,
about
his
you?
defense
What are your
simply didn't
thoughts on
hold
the
up. And
liquids?
on February the 23rd,
I'll come back
after a
and do
final
the
trial
glitter
at the Shah
last.
Alam High Court, Ahmad Najib was found guilty of the assault and murder of Canny Young. And let me tell you, his sentencing would not go down lightly. For the assault of his victim, Ahmad was given the maximum punishment available, resulting in a sentence of 20 years behind bars. As for the murder charge, he was given the death penalty. And just to rub salt to the wound, he was also sentenced to 10 lashes of the cane. The rather savage sentence came as a relief for Canny's friends and family. A terribly brutal killer had been brought to justice with a terribly brutal sentence. And although nothing could bring Canny back, in their minds, justice had been served in the closest way possible. Although Ahmad initially told reporters that he accepted the verdict, he would later change his mind in 2007, and again in 2009 when he appealed his own conviction. Unsurprisingly,
Yeah,
both of these
I've been
appeals
using them the last
I
couple
find it
days.
woeful that, of all people,
Because all my other
a
ones are
murderer
low
who
and I have full
selfishly took the
bottles
life
of
of
them,
another
you know.
human would actually
So,
feel scared and
I don't,
entitled
yeah,
enough
but
to try and
their
make
old
them
liquids,
better.
I
It just
couldn't,
goes to
I had a
show
hard
you
time
how
getting
much
the
of a spineless
handle,
really was.
the,
Ahmad's
what do you
efforts
call
would
it, the
not
brush
stop
out of the
there. He
jar
appealed for
even,
mercy from the Sultan of Selangor, who is the head of state
out
and
of the
Islamic
bottle.
religion. But this appeal was once again rejected, meaning that Ahmad was destined to be at the gallows. And finally, on September the 23rd, 2016, more than 13 years after the murder of Canny Young, the now 40-year-old Ahmad Najib bin Aris met his end. He was executed by hanging in Kajang prison at 6 a.m. that morning. This development was a relief for Canny Young's family and loved ones, knowing that their killer had now finally been brought to justice. Although Ahmad's execution may have felt cathartic to Canny's family, it sadly doesn't do anything to bring her back. She was a bright, independent woman who had big dreams and even bigger achievements. Kenny was taken from her
Alright.
family in the moment she was doing her very best to support them,
Brush
traveling across an
off.
ocean
These
to
look
be there and
good.
driving her mother back home at the end of a long day.
Everything
Her family
applied
had no idea
nicely.
that evening they were not saying goodbye before
I did
she
2
flew back
dips
to the
of
US, but
every
saying goodbye
color,
forever.
and I have full coverage.
This case is one that gripped Malaysia for very obvious reasons. I mean, sheer brutality aside, everyone was so shocked to see this happen in the middle of a busy shopping centre. Following this case, and in an effort to provide safety, many Malaysian car parks started offering women's-only parking spots. Many shopping centres would also
You didn't like
increase
the
their
bill
security
powder?
by hiring more security
I've
guards
used it
and
to top
installing
coat. I
extra
didn't have a
surveillance
problem
cameras.
with it. You
Sadly,
didn't like it?
hindsight can be 20/20. And it often takes tragic cases like these to spur motivation and change. So, although Kenny may be lost to the
No,
world,
the
her
bill
death
powder
actually
is there
catalyzed
clear,
the
Michelle.
safety
I
of
thought
millions
the
of
same
women across
thing
Malaysia.
at
And although
first.
it's been more
When
than
I
20
first
years
dealt
since
with
the
them, the
crossing,
first
I'm sure
time
that
or
a
whatever,
family
or
and
like
friends
a
will
year and a
find
half
that
ago.
recently.
But now it's
So
there
anyway, folks, I
clear.
think I'm going to wrap this one up here today. Thank you so much for watching another video today by Coffeehouse Crime. If you found this case interesting or insightful, please remember to like the video and subscribe if you haven't
Okay,
yet. By
time
the
to
way, it now
activate.
looks like Malaysia is trying to abolish the death penalty, which is quite interesting actually. It is quite a hard topic to debate, and if honest, I don't know what I think about the death penalty, but I'd love to hear what you think in the comment section down below. Thank you again to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. If you'd like to try AG1, then head on over to drinkag1.com/coffeehousecrime. If you'd like to get early access to my videos, additional videos, and much more, then please check out my Patreon. And if you'd like to see more information on my cases, follow my adventures, or just see more pictures of Nero,
I
then
have
please
to
check out
find
my
something
social
else
media
to watch
profile.
since this video
Anyway,
is
folks, that
over.
is it for me
Before
today.
it goes to a
As always,
48
I'm back again
hours and I
very
get
soon for another video.
copyright
Until that
claim.
moment arrives, though, remember to look after yourself.
back.
Look after
See what else we got. Let's watch Annie Elise. Barbaric. Girlfriend inspired by Jeffrey Dahmer. The story of Taylor, Shabiznes, and Shad.
Hey, true crime besties. Welcome.
Let me just skip this ad. We'll get back to the nails.
Hey, true crime besties. Welcome back to an all-new episode of Serialistly.
Yeah, Double Dipped has a good clear. And Double Dip, I never had an issue with their clear either.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. to
I've
an
never
all-new
used CN
episode of
Designers clear.
Serialistly. It's me, Annie, your true crime BFF, here to break another case down for you today. Now, before we get started, I just got to give a quick shout out. As you heard, we've got some new intro music going on, and we've got some new podcast cover art.
Wait on these to
and a new
cure.
intro video if you're watching the video version of this. So I got to give a
I know
shout out
Janet
to
likes
my boy
Annie
Kane, who
Elise.
does
She's
all of
good,
my
you
custom
guys.
audio for both 10 to Life and for Serialistly, for putting together this amazing track for the intro, and my dear friend over at the Dad Challenge podcast, Josh. He is fantastic when it comes to tech stuff and video, so he's the one who created the video for me.
Oh, wow.
If you guys haven't checked
That's
his
great.
channel
Hey,
out yet,
Mallory.
go take a look.
How
He
are
doesn't do
ya?
a ton of true crime.
I was a
He
little
does
worried
dabble a
because
bit,
you weren't here
but he
yesterday.
mainly
I haven't
focuses
talked
on
to you.
family vloggers and really how a lot of them exploit their children and use them as a source of
So
their
nice
income
to
without the
see ya.
family's consent.
Yeah.
So he really does a great job advocating for these children who are kind of roped into these family vlogging
I just
channels
activated
without
my nails. I'm
necessarily wanting to
twinning
be
with
willing
Tara
participant because
using
minors
June's
can't consent.
Revelist Club
So
tips.
if you check him out, if
Plus
you haven't yet, he
a
has a great channel.
sandy
He's got
dip
some snark
from
on there
Lexi
too, so take a
now.
look and check him out. But today we're talking true crime, and
Um,
I promised you guys another
The
case.
one on my thumb
And
and
the case we're
pinky is a
talking about
UV.
today,
Hold on, let me
we
put it in
are
the lamp.
literally staring straight into the eyes of evil. A person has been characterized as so cold and so remorseless
See how it
that
gets
they're
darker?
almost impossible
So
to
it's
fathom.
pretty. Either
A
way,
person
I
whose
actually
alleged
like the darker
actions are
one.
drawing terrifying
It looks kind of like
parallels
denim.
to the notorious serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, this story involves a man from Green Bay, Wisconsin, named Shad Thyrion. Shad worked at his family's business with his father and his grandfather. He
Okay.
was described as kind, compassionate, a person who enjoyed wood carving, camping, games,
Oh, he
and
did?
family time.
But on the inside,
Oh, Steve's
Shad
off
had
this
a few
week.
secrets.
Oh,
One of
nice.
those
You guys
secrets
gonna do
may have
anything
ultimately
fun
been part of
this
his
week then?
tragic demise. Now, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
his
they are
secret
pretty
secrets were
colors.
No reason for him to die.
I'll send those
Absolutely
too.
not.
And I'm actually going to the
However,
post
around
office.
3:25 a.m. on February
I might go
23rd,
today.
2022, he was found dead in the most horrible, grotesque, and
Anyway,
brutal way possible.
This week I'm
All
going.
that was found was his head inside a bucket.
Ouch.
But who would do this, you may ask?
All right.
Well, some people are saying that it's someone who is sick and twisted enough to be a female
These aren't as
version
good at
of Jeffrey
scratching.
Dahmer. Since this case is still ongoing, everything alleged in this episode has been sourced from court documents, and any other statements that I make are my opinion only. I want to warn you, this episode is extremely graphic, disturbing, and downright sick. So consider this a blanket trigger warning. You may have heard of this case, but I guarantee you have not heard all of the details, especially, unfortunately, the sick and depraved details. So
Uh-oh,
today,
do we
if you
want to
have yet
listen
to
to
find
this
out,
one?
or if you haven't heard of it at all, we're talking about Taylor Shabusiness. Which, by the way, I just hate that last name, like Shabusiness. I don't know, whatever. Sorry, guys, I'm being petty. Let's get into it.
Good evening. Breaking news involving a death investigation that we first told you about nearly 1 week ago.
What is alleged in this case? Beyond bizarre, there's something else going on here. We're going to try to figure it out tonight.
Showing this photograph,
Alright,
quite
let's
frankly,
check
I
this
think,
up.
really could shock the conscience of a jury. This is a serious case. There's serious allegations. The allegations are bizarre and unusual and something that not too many people have ever seen before.
Okay.
There are a lot of ways people are probably describing this case since details were posted to our website early this afternoon. Disturbing,
Hi,
troubling,
Janet.
bizarre at the top of that list. Now,
You did the
details
zoo
of what
and a
police
lot of
and
pool
prosecutors
time.
say Taylor Shabusiness did to the
Leo's
man they
pool
say she
birthday
killed
party
will
is
only
this
be described
Saturday?
as
Oh,
incredible.
awesome. You having it at your parents?
This is the sickest. This is the sickest.
How are you today, Janet? It's a
At
half B day
3:25
party.
a.m. on February
Oh.
23rd, officers were dispatched to a house in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Oh, do you usually do this in the summer
A phone
form?
call was received. Tara Pankinich had just frantically called 911, and she told the dispatcher that she found her son's severed head inside a bucket.
Although he was born
When
during
officers arrived
COVID,
on the
right?
scene, they were met
Jeez.
with the absolute unimaginable. As they canvassed the home, they uncovered the aftermath of a grisly and brutal murder. They saw a human head and a severed male organ inside a bucket,
Oh my
along with
God.
bodily fluid and 2 knives. Now, I want to just make a side note here. The male organ, and I'm putting that in quotes if you can't see me on the screen, was not identified in the court documents. It just said male organ. But at the time, a lot of people believed it to be a severed penis. Officers also noticed dried blood all over a mattress. Immediately, many officers
Okay,
and
looking
officials began working
good.
to figure out who could have done such a horrible, horrible thing. Once the coroner and the medical examiner arrived at the scene and examined the remains, they determined that the head and the neck area had marks that were consistent with strangulation, and they knew that the decapitation happened shortly afterwards. One officer went to speak with the victim's mother, Tara, who made that initial
Ooh, the
911
victim's
call.
mother and his
She
name
told them
is
that she
named
had been woken
Tara.
up between 2:30 and 3 a.m. with the sound of a door being slammed, and then she heard a car driving off. She didn't think much of it. She thought that maybe it was just Shad's girlfriend going home to her apartment. However, she noticed that her basement light was on. When she got down into the basement, she didn't see anyone there. Then, as she was walking back upstairs, she saw a black bucket with a blanket or towel type article draped over it, and she had no idea why there would be a bucket sitting right there. Court documents use both blanket and towel to describe whatever that piece of fabric was that was hanging over the bucket. So Tara bent down, moved
Oh my
this piece
God.
of fabric, and that's when she saw her son Shad's severed head.
Oh
Tara
my
says that the last
God.
time
Can you
that she actually
imagine?
laid eyes
She
on
finds
her
a
son
bucket
Shad
with a
was on Monday,
towel
February
over it, and
21st,
she
around
lifts it up, and it's her
9:30
son's head.
Shad's girlfriend, Taylor Shabusiness, picked him up in a van. Taylor was a 24-year-old wife and new mom of a baby boy. Yes, his girlfriend was married with a baby. And on that cold February night, she was hanging out with her boyfriend, Shad. Though this was nothing
Oh,
new
so
between
and
Taylor
his
and her
girlfriend
husband,
was
according to people that knew
married
them,
and with a new
allegedly.
baby.
Apparently, they had an open marriage of sorts. Allegedly. Taylor and Shad went to the same high school, and they had been hooking up on and off since then, and into their early adult years.
What do we know about the relationship here, and what do we know about Shad and Taylor?
Well, it seems their relationship was essentially kind of like a friends with benefits situation. We know that they were friends. We know that they were involved in a sexual relationship. It seemed like they grew up in the same area, probably went to the same schools. But outside of that, I don't know how deep it went. I'm not sure, based on what I've learned, if Taylor Business can have a deep relationship maybe with anyone in her life.
Taylor had a pretty rough upbringing as well. Her mom died as a child, and her dad allegedly throughout her childhood.
Yeah, it's gonna be at your mom's, Mallory. Well, it sounds like it's gonna be fun.
Her as a complete sex addict. According to Shad's mother,
You having
Sarah,
a lot of family?
her boyfriend
Is
saw
the
Shad
weather
and Taylor
gonna be
sometime
nice? I
Monday
hope
night
for you
into
guys.
Tuesday early morning, when they came back over to the house and went into the basement.
It's like
Tara
only
believes that
gonna
she
be
took them
70
in the
again here
basement throughout the
today.
day on Tuesday, and at one
Doesn't
point
feel
that
like
she
summer.
heard Taylor talking, although she wasn't home for most of the day, and neither was her boyfriend. So they really couldn't be sure who was actually down in the basement, since neither one of them ever went down to look or laid eyes on either one of them. So then she went to bed on Tuesday evening and woke up sometime between 2:30 a.m. and 3 a.m. on early morning Wednesday, because again, she thought that she heard that door slam. Tara told officers that she assumed Taylor was gone because the van that Taylor was driving was now gone as well. So 2 police officers headed to Taylor's apartment to see if they could gain more clarity on the situation from Taylor. What was going on? When did she last see or speak to Shad, and what time did she leave? Because they really wanted to try to piece together a timeline and figure out who on earth was responsible for the absolute bloodbath that they had just uncovered. From what they saw at Tara's home and what was left of Shad, they knew that whoever did this was a monster who needed to be found fast. When officers arrived near Taylor's apartment, they quickly spotted the van that they suspected was Taylor's. They approached the van and stood next to it, peeking through the windows to see if they could see inside the van. However, while they were looking, they were interrupted by Taylor. She walked out from her apartment in black sweatpants and a black sweatshirt. And as she was walking, she immediately stopped as she realized that she was approaching police officers. And get this, there was dried blood up and down the front and back of her sweatshirt, and dried blood all over her hands. The officers made eye contact with Taylor and asked if she knew why they were there. And she responded very matter-of-factly, because of my warrant for my arrest. Taylor was brought to the police station for questioning. When brought there, the detective noticed that she had a cut on her thumb and lots of scratches on her arm. Taylor told the detective that those were self-inflicted. The detective started interviewing Taylor and told her about the victim being found, and Taylor responded to that, "That's pretty," and she confirmed that she knew him. She also confirmed that she had driven the van back from Tara's house. Now, while this interview was taking place, detectives were back at Tara's house and also at Taylor's apartment, and they were looking for the rest of Shad's body. The detective asked Taylor where the rest of his body is, and Taylor responded that it's in the basement. He then asked her what happened, and Taylor nonchalantly responded, "That is a good question," and explained that she had blacked out. Now, before we continue, we are going to take a quick break here to hear from today's sponsor. I'm going to get straight to the point. Getting out of debt is hard. It adds up, and then you find yourself only paying the interest and never being able to get yourself out of the quicksand that is debt. How many of you wish there was a better solution to paying off your debt? Well, PDS Debt has customized 0% interest options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. PDS Debt is giving our qualified listeners
YouTube
a free
crashed.
debt savings analysis just for completing the
111 degrees on Saturday.
PDSdebt.com/save. You will receive a full breakdown on how to save on interest each month and the quickest way to take care of your debt.
Oh, okay. So it's just friends for this one. I gotcha. I wanted to skip through the ad, yeah.
childhood sweethearts.
Now I got another ad.
Loans, collections, or medical bills.
There we go.
He put a chain around his neck, and Taylor described it as a dog collar. The two of them had used chains and while having sex before, according to Taylor. This wasn't anything new. Taylor said Shad was face down on the bed, and she got on top of him.
Just gonna
And that
clean
while
up
they were having sex,
any dip on my
Taylor
skin
started
right
pulling
now.
the chains tight. Shad then coughed up blood while she was watching his face and waiting for him to die. And that is a direct quote. She said, I was watching his face and waiting for him to die as she's pulling these chains tighter and tighter on his neck. And it gets even sicker. She said that she was already this far, so she kept going. Then she said, yeah, I liked it. Talking about liking the process of strangling him to death, and described how she just went
she's a sicko.
crazy. She says it took 3 to 5 minutes for him to die, and that even when he was coughing up blood, she kept choking him because she wanted to see what would happen. I mean, just a sick, deranged human being. What do you think's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen, you monster? Sorry, guys. At one point during the interview, Taylor said that she could feel Shad's heart still beating as she was choking him. So she kept pulling and choking him harder and harder.
Gotta get this dip
but that he
out.
would just not die, and that he just kept rebuilding into muscle. So then she goes on to say that she woke up from her supposed blackout, which doesn't really seem like a blackout considering that she's repeating the entire event play by play, but okay. And she says that his face was already purple and that he had blood coming out of his mouth, but she still just kept going. Then she asked the detectives if they knew what it's like to love something so much that you kill it.
What's the next
Taylor
collab
also
coming
told
up, you
detectives what
guys?
she did after
When
Shad was
is
dead. So
the
get a
color
bar
palette?
ready, guys. Maybe
What
get
day do
a
we post for
Sprite
that?
to settle
Does
your
anybody
stomach
know?
or ginger ale, because this next part is absolutely vile. She says that after Shad was already dead, she spent 2 to 3 hours playing with his body. She says that she put in his mouth and then put in his ass, and those are Taylor's words, not mine, and that she did these vulgar things to his dead corpse.
Oh my God.
Detective Graff asked Taylor if when she was choking him, if he tried to fight back at all, and she said that he did. He also clarified with Taylor that she was in the basement with Shad's deceased body all during the day of Tuesday into Tuesday night and into the early hours of Wednesday morning. It's assumed that she had dismembered him at some point during that entire time frame that she was in the basement with him. Now, at some point during this interview, Taylor started making comments and saying, and I quote, "Damn the head, I can't believe I left the head though." So he asked her where the rest of the body is again, and she goes on to tell him it's in the basement. And then she is quoted saying, "The police are going to have fun trying to find all the organs as I have dismembered the body," making it sound like it is some sick little game now, that the police are going to have to play like hide and seek to find all of his organs because she hid them and stashed them in places. It is unbelievable and just so sick. So she says they're going to have fun trying to find all of his organs. But then she mentioned that there should be a foot or a leg in the minivan, though. So you don't have to go hunt for all of his organs because there should be a foot or a leg inside my minivan. When asked how she dismembered him, she says that she used knives from the kitchen, but that the bread knife worked best because of its serrated blades. She says that the knives should be in a black bag as well as the body parts that were in the basement, and that those would be in bags because she used whatever bags she could find. Now, during all of this, remember, investigators are searching the basement, and detectives are continuing the conversation with Taylor as they're interviewing her. So everything's adding up that Taylor is the one who did this, clearly. Because
I can shut it off, Michelle. I'll shut it off. I'm sorry. Is it too much? I'm sorry. I changed it.
Yeah, well, these are estimates, and that's what makes this so difficult. It's
there's some random thing on. The stolen reptile murder trial. Is that all right?
Baker here. If you're on Medicare and Medicaid or new to Medicare, you can call and check your.
I'm sorry if anybody. You know I like true crime, but that one was pretty extreme.
The first way I found out was when April called.
Alright.
Animal enclosures or take some of the animals out of the reptile room. And I said, no. Why? Something missing or why do you ask? And she said, yeah, this thing is in disarray.
What size buffers do you guys use?
That's how I found out.
Do you use the little ones? Or do you use larger ones? Or do you use like a foam buffer? Or what do you do? What do you guys use? I'm interested to know.
I can't recall the exact number. I would say
Use the big blocks like I use. Oh, I'm assuming that case that Annie Elise was talking about in the background, Patty. I wasn't saying anything, so it couldn't have been that.
I was very worried and distraught. Why were you so worried? Because I knew all the animals that were taken.
I feel bad now.
Needed specialized care and environment to survive. And I was really worried too because some of them were very dangerous and in the wrong hands, deadly. Were you worried about the animals themselves? Very worried about the animals themselves.
Okay, I just want to make sure these are
Worried about the animals themselves.
smooth.
I care about the animals.
Okay.
I knew that without the proper care in the wrong hands, they would
Find my ergo file.
possibly die, possibly escape. Almost certainly the environmental requirements.
Way down here in the back.
A setup specifically for them.
And were you worried about other people?
Yes.
You use the little and the big ones?
People were you worried about?
Specifically.
Yes, Mallory, we don't have to move.
Was in contact with them.
We can stay.
Where they were being kept.
And so some of those animals that we
You use the phone file to buff? Yeah.
Yes, that's
That works good too. She has great files.
And you said that April had called you and told you the theft of the animals.
I've been using these buffers like pretty much the whole time I've been dipping. Like I found them at the Double Dip website and I loved them so much that I ordered a second bag and I've been using them ever since. But now I'm getting low. Like I have like 4 left.
Specifically, there was a 9mm Smith & Wesson semi-automatic.
I just feel like this size buffer is hard to find.
That was missing.
They're always the small ones I see.
Some other items like some money and cell phone charger, cell phone.
I don't want the small ones. I want the large ones.
Did you discover anything else from your car had gone missing?
I did. I didn't initially notice, but I don't look at it every day. But there's a lockbox underneath the
This
passenger
blue solid's really pretty. Pretty shade of blue. How's yours coming along, Tara? Your nails?
special revolver.
Patty, what are you doing right now?
And that lockbox had gone missing?
Yeah, the cable had been cut and the whole lockbox was gone inside.
And you said the lockbox was where?
It was underneath the passengers.
Maybe we'll make Rebel's website again, Tara.
It was kind of, hidden under there, and that's why I didn't notice it originally.
Yeah, isn't it great? I know. It was like, according to the landlord, I misunderstood, but I literally said, so we gotta move? And he said, yeah. And when I opened the door, he said to me, it's not good. You know what I mean? So I was like, did he change his mind or what? I don't know.
And earlier you testified that 9mm is a fairly common gun.
Yeah, very, very common.
And I imagine the ammunition for it is
But Nick sent him a check and a letter.
Yeah, it's readily available. Fleet Farm has it.
Said because it's no use trying to communicate with him by text or on the phone because it's not effective.
KPMG and Morehouse School of Medicine join forces to address health inequity in communities suffering disproportionately from COVID-19.
As a leader in health equity and providing care for underrepresented communities and populations, we were awarded a $40 million grant from the Office of Minority Health.
Morehouse School of Medicine had the vision. KPMG had the data insights.
Alright, good. I got it out. A little piece of dip in the corner.
First of its kind national network focused on helping.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you're down to the waves.
Data analytics. KPMG dove into the numbers, identifying and studying disparities in patterns.
We looked at two different zip codes right next to one another and found a drastic difference. In one, there were no healthcare.
Oh, the small ones. Yeah, you didn't like them at first, but you started using them because you have so many. I have a lot of them too. I usually just throw them away when I get them like in mail orders. I'll keep the cuticle stick though in the file.
In 90 days, a 45-member team built the National COVID-19 Resiliency Network and was able to gather.
Okay, I'm gonna clean the nails with some alcohol.
Today, the network serves an ever-growing universe of people who are providing.
Now, should I top coat and then put the stickers on? Or should I put them on and then top coat? I probably should top coat the stickers to keep them from getting dirty, right?
Apply proprietary analytics and leverage innovative technologies to turn unique insights into
Alright.
opportunities.
Those nails will do with gel. Let's open these up. Okay. Get some scissors and some tweezers. And some kind of little dish. Because this is all dusty. Okay. All right, I'm going to use some of this one. I know I'm going to have to cut it. I'm just not sure where. So I'm thinking let's put it down and then cut it. I definitely want it on an angle, I think, and not straight across, you know. I guess I could put a couple down.
Time or waiting period actually by it.
Right?
I believe there is.
In your knowledge, is there any requirement of waiting period to buy ammunition?
No, I don't believe there is.
So anybody who had taken the 9mm handgun could just go and buy ammunition for it?
Yes.
Would that concern you?
Yes. Yes, it did.
Why?
Again, in the wrong hands, the firearms are deadly.
And
Trying to see if I can use this piece.
they happen at the same time.
Oh, I think I'm going to put it off to the side for right now.
Anything about who might have taken that stuff?
I'm going to show you and then I'll tell you what I'm thinking, you guys.
My residence is very private on purpose because of the exotic animals, and so
Okay.
we didn't have a lot of people out there, so not a lot of.
Should I put waves underneath it too? Or just leave it like that? Like, I feel like it should have more waves underneath.
111 North Main Street, which again isn't somewhere a lot of people see, and so the fact that things went missing from my car, where it was parked behind the building on Main Street, and in the very private East Road residence, led me to believe it had to be someone who knew both
I don't like that.
locations, and that my car would be there because I was there, and that they could access both the car and the property on East Road.
Okay.
And when you discovered that these handguns.
Let me know what you guys think. Where's all the messages?
Well, I told April when she was out at the house to report the reptiles.
Ah,
stolen.
you're funny.
I informed her that
All right, should I do a second row of waves or just leave it alone?
officers responded and said you can't report it to county, you have to report it to the city.
And is that
It's hard to cut them.
reported to the city?
That's exactly what I did. Then I contacted the city of the Packer Police Department to let them know that there was a theft of those items from my car in the city limits.
How would you characterize law enforcement's response?
All right, let's do one on the ring finger.
And initially they did everything.
We use this
that
big
you
one.
would to start the complaint and speak with the victim and
If I can get it. I got these off of Temu in case anybody missed it.
What did you think somebody may try to do with you?
Well, because they were valuable, I didn't think anyone stole them just to have. So I figured they would try to sell them to make a profit and get the money.
And because you thought that they might try to sell them, what did you do with that information?
I immediately hit the streets. I started contacting everybody that I could think of, locally in the area, and also just in the widespread reptile community, to let them know what was stolen and to watch for those specific animals. And then if they heard anything about it, to let me know.
So you were trying to.
Oh, my scissors are like not cutting these stickers, you guys. All right, maybe cuticle nippers.
Yeah, I have a lot of contacts from
Folded under here, shit.
doing, this type of activity, and I would, like I said, go to national trade shows and conferences, and so I know a lot of people around the country.
Did you go online at all?
I did.
And what did you do online?
All right, I'm gonna have to slide it up a little bit. Okay, that's all right.
All the sites that I know where people could sell
Stick
the
it.
animals and the
Jeez.
handguns. Some of the animals were very unique, very rare, and so if someone was advertising one of those animals
All right.
for sale, I could identify it as mine and then follow up with that lead.
So I'm going to hand you what's been previously marked as Exhibit 42. We heard some testimony yesterday that is a internet search history. Does that look familiar?
Yes, it does look like an internet history.
I think I'm just gonna leave the one wave like that on the middle now.
It's like my internet
Oh,
history
that
is
closed on
similar.
itself. I want to save the other half of this if I can.
Fauna Classified is a website for reptiles and amphibians. Kingsnake.com advertisements. Basically, they're all places where people buy, sell, and trade reptiles and amphibians.
Okay.
And I see there's a gunbroker.com where I'd be looking for the stolen guns to be sold.
And so all that internet search history is trying to find somebody selling the animals that were stolen from you?
Exactly, and some of them have specifics. Like
That looks like a color block, not like a wave. It's like straight going across it. I don't know if I like that.
And one of the animals stolen was a crocodile.
Taking it off. Let's try a different one.
I think I heard you say you texted some people.
I did. I texted.
I'll do this one with the phone.
Messenger, quite a few people.
I'm just gonna cut part of it and just use what I could.
Text messages yesterday those were all text messages or Facebook messages that you sent?
Correct.
I want to ask you some questions
Oh my
about
God.
some of them. So I see somebody with the name Andrew Ungerman, Pink Lucy AST buyer. And who's that?
All right, that'll work. Yes.
That he purchased a very rare polymorph of an alligator.
Doesn't look much different.
So
There's just a
that's
little,
why
it's
I
not
took
straight
it
across.
from
There's a
an
little
animal
wave to
that
it.
It reminded me of who he was. So he was a gentleman that had purchased a very rare turtle from me.
And so that was somebody in the animal community.
Correct.
What is it, bud?
And some of the text that you sent
What size?
to people that
What
just have their
size?
full name.
I'm doing my live right now, Dominic.
Just in the animal community?
Some of them I recognized from the animal community as, more than just someone I dealt with a couple times, and they were friends of mine.
Okay.
And I contacted people who are not in the reptile community also that,
Yeah,
just
all right.
might know something.
Tara, what about stamping a little clamshell, maybe?
When I could possibly think of it, if may, by chance, have some information.
I want to ask you specifically about some of the text messages we saw yesterday. There was one that said someone wrote their own death sentence. I just want the animals back.
I do have a clamshell stamp, but
Multiple times. You remember that one from yesterday?
you don't use the cuticle sticks?
What did you mean by that text message?
I meant if someone has a gaboon viper that doesn't know what they're doing.
The sunshine foam filers? What are those? Like sponge files?
As far as I know, wouldn't have been
Got a
trained
link?
how to handle them properly. If they're trying to sell them,
I'll top coat these with gel, but the rest we'll do with dip. So let's activate.
it's just a disaster waiting to happen.
You didn't mean that you were going to go kill the person responsible.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Now we're just activating the 3 nails that will get dip top
We
coat.
also saw a message yesterday.
I'm going to use Cosmic Nails Hema-free 2-in-1 gel top coat over the stickers.
Sounds familiar.
And what did you mean by that?
Means I'm gonna try to track down leads. I'm gonna try to find information.
Oh, I got a little on the edge here. I'll take care of it afterwards with some acetone.
Who took the animals.
You didn't mean literally like you were going to go on a hunt for like a hunt deer.
Oh no, of course not.
And I know we had seen another message about you filling out some paperwork. Do you remember what paperwork you had to fill out after these things were stolen from you?
Okay, I'm going to cure those for a minute. Once they come out, I'll wipe off my other nails. We'll top coat. And then I can oil up these poor, dry cuticle. Clamshell sticker.
Firearms, they wanted a description, the serial numbers.
I have a stamp. I just don't think it's gonna fit.
To turn into
Unless, I might have something smaller
I
somewhere.
saw a message yesterday.
Let me look again when my hand comes out of the lamp.
I'm still filling out paperwork and hunting down the threat. And is that in context that you use the word hunting?
Yes, correct. Searching for.
You weren't trying to, go hunting with a gun and find these people.
No.
You were hunting them down.
Do you guys have any plans for the weekend?
Exactly.
Anything fun going on?
There was a message that was brought up yesterday about solving.
All the lilies around are blooming now. They look so pretty.
I do.
And what did you mean by that?
I mean, I was dedicating every moment, all my efforts.
Wipe off.
And I really care about it. And I know the law enforcement.
Oh yeah, if we're gonna top coat, hold on. I mean, if we're gonna stamp. Oh, it would be on the other nail anyway.
So they can only dedicate so much time So when I was out there,
You don't think your sticker will fit either? So you just want to skip it?
trying to solve this mystery,
Or we could stamp it on the pinky or something, or in the sand.
more timely manner to get this mystery solved and find out what happened and find the animals.
So it sounds like by solving on the streets, you mean, just like what was testified, you went on the street and were trying to find information about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Were any of those messages
Thoughts, Tara?
in reference to wanting to hurt the person who took these things from you?
No, absolutely not.
To kill the person who took these things from you?
I gotta clean up a little bit of this with like some acetone. Or let me see if I can cut this
At some
off.
point, did you believe that Riley may have been involved?
Yes.
Okay, I got that.
And what did you do with that information?
When I suspected Riley was involved,
Okay, those look
there wasn't
good.
any evidence of it, but I went to his place.
Alright, I'm just gonna top coat as is.
Yeah, he had an upstairs apartment on Main Street.
Earlier you testified he lived on Granite Street.
We're just doing the 3
Yes, when I
nails
first
with
met
the
him,
dip
he
top coat
lived on
today.
Granite Street.
And then at some point he moved to Mill Street.
Yes.
And don't forget that blue shimmer is a UV changer.
Yes.
And I'm gonna show you. What's been
Give these a minute before I go in for the second layer.
Do you see that okay, Bill?
I can see it, but it's hard. I can't read any of the names.
Yeah, can you read that now? Maybe if I get it closer to you.
I wish I did this wave on more of an angle.
Red dot up here.
They don't really line up, you know.
And is that where Riley's apartment was?
That does look accurate, yes.
And over on Mill Street?
Yes.
That was this guy up here that I was pointing to?
Yes, that's correct.
And I have a 3 here that is on Main Street.
I think I'm gonna try and stamp that clamshell because you could totally see the paper at the bottom of this. And if I stamp a clamshell over it,
Yes.
we won't see it. Let me finish my top coating though.
Dot over on Main Street. And do you know who was there?
W. Tira.
That's Sarah's house right on Main Street.
Yes.
You say mark down here, the blue dot, Sarah's house, 401 Main Street.
That looks accurate.
Now, there's also a purple dot over here on the sort of right-hand side of the map, down Royalton Street.
There we go.
Do you know what would be there?
That looks like the building we're in now.
The courthouse?
Yes.
Is there anything attached to the courthouse?
Yeah, the Wapaka County Sheriff's
Okay.
Department and the Collector Jail.
Let's stamp a clamshell. I'm gonna stamp it
Yes.
down here. Kind of into the wave too, but it's alright.
Yes.
And I'm gonna do it in white.
So you testified that you went over to Riley's apartment on Mill Street.
Yes.
What happened when you went there?
Tiffany Rose and I went there to ask Riley about it and to inform him about
Let me
it.
grab a couple paper towels. Give me 1 second.
And we went upstairs, and Riley and his friend Ashton were there. And so I told him.
I'm trying not to mess up my nails while I do this stuff, you know? Alright.
Reference Ashton. Did you know Ashton?
You don't have a stamping plate, but you got a sticker, right? Let's do it then.
Met him a couple times.
It'll take away from that line at the bottom, you can see.
You and Ashton were there and you said you brought up the theft.
That's right.
What was their response?
I get very defensive.
And grab a scraper.
And
Trying to think if there's anything else I need.
of being involved.
Did he ask any questions?
No, I was surprised by
Okay.
that.
So I'm just putting a little polish down, stamping polish.
What had happened.
And scrape the image.
He didn't ask any questions at all about any of the details.
Pick it up.
And do you know
It's not the best. Could be a little better. I think I'm gonna go for it one more. I'll try it again. See, it's not bad, but it's not the perfect. It's not perfect.
Well, the day after it went missing, so I guess it would be the night of the day we found it was missing.
Okay, so they went missing between the night of October 14th and October 15th. If that's the frame of reference, what day was it?
It was on October 5th.
That evening.
Yes.
Did you threaten Riley at any time that night?
No, not at all.
Now I want to move forward. So we saw a bunch of.
Let's try again.
You're looking for information. Did you ever get any leads prior to October 19th?
Perfect.
No. On October 19th, where were you sort of later in the evening?
Was at the East Road residence in the house.
Who was all
there? I was there. April was there. Tiffany Rose was there, and Roland.
Okay, there we go.
And at that time, did you receive?
Oh, ready to stamp.
About the animals?
We did.
And what information was that?
Tiffany Rose got some messages from Mackenzie that.
Who's Mackenzie?
All right. I put it so it's like half on the sticker, half off the sticker.
His son and ex-girlfriend.
Looks like a little bump there, but
Messages from her and said what?
She was
see,
calling or messaging to inform us to be careful because
can I live with that, you guys? Or
asking for a ride out to rob me, and she said, "You're going to get robbed, so be careful."
I think I'm gonna stamp it in a different spot.
And what was your reaction?
The response was, "Oh my gosh, we already were robbed. All the stuff was taken." And she said, "Well, Riley and Ashton did it."
You testified that there was information that Riley and Ashton had asked for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
And I think earlier.
What size batteries? Yeah. What size? Double A or triple A?
yeah,
Double A.
I do.
Hold on, I just gotta grab some for Dominic. You're gonna have to put him in.
Yeah, quite often. I know.
Did Mackenzie indicate, or did you receive any information as to where the animals went?
I'm almost done with my Manny.
She just said they may be.
All right. Let's try again.
Did you know where Ashton's mom lived?
I did not.
Do you have any idea?
Huh?
She said it was somewhere near Highway 10 outside of Wyoming.
Oh, all right. We have those too.
What did you?
It looked like double A. Those don't fit.
Well, she was actually.
Yeah. All right. Hold on.
I called the sheriff's.
They're in the drawer too.
And I know we heard a call the other day. There was some communication we heard about you saying, "Do you want to talk to the police?"
Yeah.
Yes, the dispatch.
I will after.
If the person providing the information would be willing to.
So sorry, guys.
So we
All
were
right.
trying to,
Let's do this clam one more time. I guess I'm gonna put it up higher, not down low.
so she could relay the information directly.
And did you
Perfect.
contact anybody else then?
I did.
Who did you contact?
I contacted Jeff Larson.
I'm sure my nails are also dry. So I guess I'll put it up over here. Looks like it's gonna look like the Shell gas station sign.
In Town. He owns quite a few properties. And he was Riley's landlord on Grand Street and on Mill Street. And he owned a building next to my building.
Why did you contact Jeff?
How about that?
Because he knows the area very well, and he was Riley's landlord, and
I'm leaving
wanted
it.
to see if he was in town.
And do you know if Jeff was able to determine whether Riley.
Yeah, it's cute. Okay.
He said
I'm
that
happy
his
with
house
that.
is white.
I'm just gonna give it a minute, but then I'll top coat it with gel once
So he
again.
said he would, take a look, keep an eye on the place and see if anyone was home.
Okay.
And did he
That was fun, quick and easy, right?
He responded and said that he saw, he described Ashton and said, I see Ashton outside, and I see other people inside, so I think Riley is home.
And what did you do with that?
I told him if you would be willing to stay there.
Oh, thank you, Brandis. For buffers, you
and I
mean?
would
Awesome.
let law enforcement know that they were home, and if they want
Alright.
Jeff to stay there.
This is what the nails look like. Just giving the polish a couple seconds, like I said before I top coat it again. Get all that dry skin
report to law enforcement where they were. He had
on
people
here
obstructing the
too.
driveway,
All going up the side. It's all
so
peeling.
the vehicle in the driveway couldn't leave. Or, you know,
Those
or
two
they had to
nails
go
are the ones that
to
are
let them leave.
bad.
So then law enforcement arrived and he left.
And Jeff left.
After law enforcement arrived, yep.
And
All right, we should be
at some
good, I
point,
think, to
did
top
you
coat
text
it.
Jeff Larson about following Riley and Ashton as they left.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that their location was known so that if
Here
law
it is.
enforcement was on the way, they could find them, contact them, question them.
And why were you hoping law enforcement would contact them and question them?
Well, because we had some evidence to show that they were involved in the burglary and stealing of animals, I wanted to find out the location of the animals. And I figured if law enforcement
Okay, that
questioned
looks
them,
good.
they would find out where the animals were being kept.
Let's cure for one more minute, and then we can oil up today. Feeling like a summery scent. I think I'm gonna go with Nails Truly Endless Summer Cuticle Oil today. Or Strawberry Lemonade from Crival Nails. One of those. Janet, yes, his last day was yesterday. He's officially out of school. Officially done with 6th grade. I can't believe he's going into 7th grade next year.
When I was leaving.
What are you saying in the cosmic chat, Brandis? I don't know why Christy thinks she's a dirty little secret. I don't look at her like that at all, you know?
Yeah, probably down my driveway and getting onto East Road, yep.
And initially where you headed?
I was going to
Okay.
toward Jeff.
Finished Manny. Let's put some oil on. I'm going to use the Endless Summer. Oh, the label's falling off of it.
I just added you were heading into town into
Correct.
Did you ever make
These absorb so fast.
No, I did not.
Why not?
Want
I
to
received a
pay
call
some special attention and love
Dispatch center.
to these two
letting me know
fingers
that the
here, you know.
officers they were there and they didn't want me to go to this.
Andrew was saying Mark exhibit number 15.
Okay.
Can I take my phone for like 5 minutes?
Yep.
Some testimony that was
I'm just about done. You can keep it.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, Dominic just took his phone, so I won't have it for the rest of the live. I told him I was just about done, so I won't be able to see the comments. But
that call was made.
if there's anything you need to tell me, you can message me.
57 and 32 seconds. No,
8:57 and 32 seconds.
that's correct.
And
All right.
is that the phone call you were referencing that you got a call from law enforcement?
That call was initiated from the sheriff's.
Do we want to do gold rings today since the sand?
Call received by the phone.
That's correct.
And so you said that law enforcement told you police are on Mill Street, don't come to Mill Street.
That's correct.
I love this butterfly ring. Oh, I have a silver clamshell ring though. I might have to do my silver.
Yes.
I have a gold wave ring, but that's it. Nothing beachy like that. But I have a wave ring and a clamshell ring in silver. If I can find them. Huh. Okay. Oh, here they are. All right. We did like these two rings.
So I just wrote up here.
I think so.
8:57 and 32 seconds PM. Bill told not to go to bed. That was based on
I have to save the
accurate based on what you just said.
Yes.
So I want to put this one on. Probably not. What? Ooh, what about this ring? I love this ring.
Yes.
And that was, I think, all from October 19th.
Yes.
Doesn't really fit with the theme though, huh? All right. Wow. Ooh, what if I check in this bag? These are from Temu. This is what I had used yesterday, remember? How this would go overboard. That's too much. All right, I'm just going to use these two rings today. Yep, like that. Let's think about a nail-free sleeve now. I do have a blue one from Glarimar. So I got blue. I have gold, but I don't know how that would look. I have off-white. I have my denim sleeve. Guess what? That button is a screw-on button, so I was able to screw it back on, ladies. How awesome.
Listen to the radio.
Maybe I'll use the denim today. It's been a hot minute. Get this button on. My nails are interfering.
Take East Road to Highway 10.
There we go. I think I'm gonna go denim.
Follow that to the stoplights, and then I would take a right, and I would continue under Highway 10. Follow that around past the lake, and then I would turn
Clip. You try a bigger one.
And follow Main Street.
And it seems like with all that
Okay.
traffic, it takes longer than less than 4 minutes.
Nope. That didn't work.
Yes, it would take more than 1 minute.
And so,
All right.
how long would you say?
It doesn't want to stay.
It seems like forever, but I would say probably about a half hour.
All right, there we go. I got it. All right, here is the finished mani using Revel Nails Revelist Club Dips from June. The one on my thumb and pinky is the shimmer dip. That's June 2, and I'll put it in the lamp again just so we can see the different look with the UV change. The solid dip, June 1, is a glow. And it glows like a deep blue, purple color. I'm just finishing my live. Oh, there's Stefan. Okay, here we go. Here it is with the UV change. I kind of like it both ways. So, I don't think I have a preference either way. Hope you guys like the mani. Tara, I can't wait to see yours. Send me pics. It's going to take me a little bit to edit, and Dominic's waiting for me to help him with some stuff. So, But thank you all for being here. And again, if anybody wants to join us on this, we'd love to have you if you have the dips. I also used Sandy Toes from Luxy Nail. You can save there with Tara 15. Have a great afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow. It's Friday tomorrow, so woot. Bye, guys.
I'm gonna show you a video. You've seen the video before.
Did you see him?
Stefan?